The key to your success in this lifetime is to understand balance, like the yin and the yang. In order to truly understand the oneness and enlightenment you seek, you must become a perfect balance of both, grounded and etheric. Many on this path tend to focus solely on the etheric aspect of awakening, and thus their material life falls to shambles. You see, dear friend, true oneness is in the here and now, in this present moment. This moment is both grounded in the physical, yet etheric, as it is an unfolding of creation. Being present aligns you with creation as it is unfolding, thus aligning you with the one supreme consciousness, God. To obtain balance, one must transcend duality. You are both in a space that is illusory, while simultaneously conscious as the eternal consciousness you truly are. Though you may realize that this material world is in the grander sense not real, one must understand that this comes from a perspective that is not in the here and now. In this moment it is as real as it can be. Yes, it will eventually pass away, and you will remain in your truest state. But looking to the future will not give you the truth you yearn for. Embrace the illusory dream that God is having. The character you are playing is a vital part of the universal story. Enjoy it while it is your experience. The Source has given you this experience for a reason. It is a vital stage, one that cannot be bypassed. Did Jeshua not say to be in the world, but not of it? This is the message. Enjoy the game. Play the game, yet do not attach to the game. The game has many levels, and change is inevitable. Do not neglect your character's needs, because this character is still you. This character is your temporary form. Do not think of it as a separate entity. To think you are the soul and the body is someone else will keep you in duality. Indeed, the body is part of you. But always remember, there is more to you than the mortal shell. While in this incarnation, just because you realized it is illusory does not mean you are exempt from playing the game. In most cases, the body still needs air, hydration, and sustenance. As it is said in Buddhism, before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. Nothing changes, because the body-mind character cannot awaken to the eternal truth because it is not eternal. Nothing changes for it. What changes is that you realize that you are more than the body and mind. With this awareness and oneness with God, you will be guided in the flow of abundance so long as the body and mind are balanced. Time must be given for both the eternal consciousness and the physical self. Besides ascended masters incarnating for a higher purpose, for one to exist in the physical, they have to have a certain level of karma to work out. If you were truly meant to do nothing in this plane of existence, you would ascend beyond this plane like many yogis have done suddenly. But you are here. The Source makes no mistakes. You are here for a reason. Live the life you are conscious of. Play the game, but realize you are the one playing the game and character, not the game and character in your entirety. Let us now move on to living a balanced life. In most cases, being financially stable is part of the game. Indeed, greed can make you fall into materialism. But in most cases, work must be done to obtain resources to fuel the body. You must still earn an income for yourself to keep the body healthy with proper nutrition. Even in the cases of those living off-grid, work must be done physically to obtain food and water. You cannot neglect the character and its needs, or you will lose vigor, thus making your spiritual journey harder than it needs to be. In almost every case, the rules still apply to you after awakening. You need stability to remain healthy. Proper nutrition free of unnatural additives. Adequate exercise is of the utmost importance. Think of a river that goes stagnant. Filth begins to pollute the once pure water. Motion is important to keep the body functioning at its proper level. A form of cardio and a form of strength training will be required. This isn't to imply overtraining and burning out, but to incorporate just enough to keep the body's energy levels up and to detox any toxins that have built up. After awakening to the truth of oneness, One develops profound empathy and connection with all other beings, as they are all aspects of the eternal source. We are all rays of the same sun. This realization can help humanity progress at a rapid pace. As you have realized, the Buddha realized this and changed many people's lives. Jeshua, or the one called Jesus too, realized the eternal oneness and changed many lives. This is the case with all enlightened beings. As they have become the blueprints to world peace, a single candle can light a room of darkness. Your awakening can change this world for the better. But in order to do this, you must be grounded and healthy in the physical. This not only makes it easier for you to get around and think clearly, but being grounded will also be the key to helping others. Those that are too etheric may come off as crazy to those deeply asleep. Rather that Jeshua, for example. He was extremely down to earth, and the many that flocked to him just knew he was the real deal. This was because he was a perfectly balanced being. Both realizing he was a son of God, that was one with God, while also emphasizing that he was a son of man. He did not deny his humanity, nor can you. The truth that transcends duality is that though heaven is the source itself, you are one with that source. Therefore that heaven is also inside of you. This is what Jeshua meant when he said, "The kingdom of heaven is within you." Being one with that place of love and bliss is not something that is exclusive after death. Heaven can be realized here and now, because truly, all is God, all is heaven. This heaven must become your dominant state of consciousness. This doesn't make the body void of pain or bodily functions, because as I said earlier, the body and mind cannot awaken. Only your God self can. Do not think this state of enlightenment means to never feel discomfort. Oftentimes, as you progress and learn lessons and burn off your karma, you may face much discomfort. But this connection to God will guide you and assure you that the discomfort is for a higher purpose. Ungrounded spirituality can be a devastation to one's life, causing clutter to the mind and chaos in the body, distracting your focus in God. The extreme seeking can actually inhibit you from God. The reckless, unbalanced seeking implies that you are chasing it, implying it is running from you. Relax and know that you are one with that source, and carry out your duties in your human life. Find joy in activities that reflect the creative power of God. Find expression in artistic projects like music, drawing, or any other craft. We are all co-creators with the source. Do your part and create something that aligns with your true nature. Allow time for the etheric truth to express itself through meditation. Set aside time to meditate and connect with God, either in the morning before your mortal duties or in the evening before bed. In your free time, connect with the elements. Take walks in the forests and swims in the lakes. As Bruce Lee said, water can flow or it can crash. Allow time for it to crash as you act with vitality and assertiveness in your human duties. But also allow time for it to flow in meditation, contemplation, and artistic expression. Are you beginning to understand the importance of balance? The crashing of the water is reflective to the masculine aspects of God, and the flowing of the water is reflective to the feminine aspects of God. In order to obtain self-realization, one must have the masculine and the feminine harmonized within. Jeshua said in the Gospel of Thomas, "When you make the two into one, and when you make the inner like the outer, and the outer like the inner, and the upper like the lower, and make male and female into a single one." He is explaining to harmonize both the masculine and feminine forces within us. In Hindu understanding, this is Shiva and Shakti. This balance is precisely what the chakra system is pointing to. When the 7 energy centers are balanced, the Kundalini will flow freely, allowing one to realize oneness through their enlightened self. In many cases of those whom are extremely unbalanced and over-spiritual, the Kundalini fire awoke prematurely before the chakras were properly balanced. This wreaks havoc on the body and mind, and this potent force burns through the body untamed. Oftentimes this happens when one ignores the shadow work and balancing needed. Oftentimes this is bypassed by those who willingly ignore the shadows of the self, or those who have had a profound psychedelic experience that activates Kundalini before it should have been triggered. If this is the case for you, fear not. The Source has given you this heavy lesson on balance for a purpose. In order to tame the Kundalini's wild symptoms, the chakras must become balanced. Let us recap the lessons learned in this video in relation to each chakra. The root chakra, also called Muladhara, represents survival and security. This referring to the basic needs of the physical body. A balanced, healthy diet, proper hydration, shelter, exercise, and financial stability in most cases. Consciousness cannot progress in this plane of existence if these needs are not first met. The next chakra is the sacral or Svadhisthana. This center governs creativity and sexuality. We must understand that creative energy is sexual energy. If this energy is not properly channeled into a creative project, it will become blocked, oftentimes resulting in extreme sexual behavior, causing the root chakra to become overactive. This is where your creative expression comes into play. Remember, you are a creator, and this energy is your strongest asset. If you don't utilize it, the body will seek to spend it in lower ways such as sex and masturbation. Without this, balanced one will become depleted of their vital energy and nutrients rather quickly. The next chakra is the solar plexus, also called Manipura. This governs willpower and confidence. If sexual energy from the previous chakra is not balanced and understood, consciousness cannot access the full potential we are capable of. This is why many people who are addicted to pornography and masturbation suffer from a lack of confidence and drive to accomplish what is needed. Do you see how each chakra is a domino effect of the next? When Manipura is balanced, one will feel confident within themselves and motivated to tackle anything life throws their way. These first three chakras cover the individual body self. Now that the being feels safe, healthy, and grounded, consciousness can begin to tap into the cosmic and spiritual levels of existence. The heart chakra is next, also called Anahata. This chakra is the bridge to higher levels of consciousness. This is the stage we begin to realize we are more than human and that we are all connected. Jeshua and Krishna taught from this level of consciousness. Before the Roman government and Constantine distorted the teachings of Jeshua, it was clear that to be born again was referring to the awakening out of body consciousness and into divine consciousness. Understanding our unity with the divine, it is said that Jeshua opened the gates of heaven. This is an accurate statement as he showed man that they are divine. He taught his followers to raise their consciousness into the heart center to know God and the higher levels of consciousness. Next is the throat chakra, or Vishuddha. This center helps the being freely express itself. This center is greatly needed for an enlightened being to begin to teach the truth to others. Clear communication skills are essential to begin planting seeds in others. With this center functioning properly, the being feels free to be itself, void of societal expectations. One confidently speaks what they feel and conveys their feelings clearly. One is not afraid to speak up when needed. If boundaries need set, the being is clear and direct. The next chakra is the third eye, or Ajna. This center is the direct connection to the wisdom of the higher states. In modern spiritual terminology, this is how one would receive a download or a message from the universe, God. This center was highly active in religious prophets, but what religion doesn't convey is the reality that anyone can be a prophet and a recipient of divine wisdom and insight if this center is balanced. This is the center that allows psychics and channelers to access Akashic information. This center also allows consciousness to see beyond the illusions and false intentions that people try to put on. The being has an inner knowing that can sniff out all falsehoods. This center also allows one to access higher planes with visualization and intuition through meditation and astral travel, as well as seeing and feeling energy. The final chakra is the crown, or Sahasrara. This chakra is that of oneness and non-duality. In this state of consciousness, the being understands their oneness with God. The being is truly liberated at this point. full self-realization is understood. But remember, in order to access these higher states, the lower states must be balanced. Every chakra is equally important, as they are all intertwined. If a tree has weak roots, it will fall. Remember, friends, as the Buddha says, take the middle path. Balance is key.